People have been incredibly excited about silver and gold for that matter because of what it's done in the last couple of weeks. But let's be honest, it's not just been the last couple of weeks, it has been a full year almost of silver and gold making gains. I mean, let's look at the silver chart really quick and we can go back 1 year's time. Take a look here 1 year ago. You can see October 25th of 2023, silver was $22.84. Look in the top left corner. It is sitting at $34.10. That is a gain of over $11 per ounce in just a year's time. And gold is doing just as well. 1 year ago today, gold was sitting at under $2,000 an ounce. Today it is sitting at over $2,700 here at $2,748. But I really want to focus in on silver because it's been this last week that silver has looked absolutely phenomenal. And that is because within the course of the last week, we saw a full $2 gain that happened in just one day. In fact, it happened today, 1 week ago. And we can actually zoom in on our chart here to about a 1 month period so we can see that gain that I'm talking about. Look at Thursday, October 17th, I should say, of 2024. 31.69. The very next day, 33.71. That is a gain of $2.02 in just 1 day's time. And that actually came at a pretty bad time for me because I talked about this with Josh when we talked the other day on this channel, where I was actually going to buy silver on that Thursday, and then I decided to wait because I've been seeing dips on Fridays, and I'm like, well, if it doesn't dip, maybe it'll go up just a little bit and I'll still buy it, whatever, 10, 20 cents, I'll get over it. I didn't expect a $2 rise, I should say, and that goes to show you what I've said many times on this channel. Don't act like you have a crystal ball. Don't act like you can predict the market or that you know what's going to happen. Don't listen to whatever analyst says that, it's going to do this so-and-so day or whatever. Nobody actually knows, myself included, and as a result, it will cost me a lot more to buy that silver today than if I would have just bought it 1 week ago. But look, there's a lot of excitement around silver. And even with that happening, I myself am really excited to see what's happening with silver. I've seen so many comments from people talking about how this is finally the time that silver is going to shine. Silver is finally keeping up with inflation. This is it. You're never going to be able to get silver under $30 again. And while I am incredibly excited about silver, I am very bullish on silver. I am adding silver to my stack right now. Well, not this second, but currently, I am adding silver to my stack here and there. Even with these current prices, there is always going to be a cautionary tale when it comes to silver. When I see people leave comments that silver can't get under 30 again, maybe it shouldn't get under 30 again. I would agree that it shouldn't get under 30 again. I would agree that silver has been undervalued. I would agree that silver has been manipulated because they needed to stay low. There's a lot of things that you'll get me to agree with, but one thing I will never agree with is that silver can never drop under 30 again, or silver can never drop to a certain price point because it's been above it for so long. And the reason I say that is there have been many examples of that same thing being said and happening anyway. And I want to refer back to 2011, and we're going to take a look at a chart to see what I'm talking about. So let's go back to this chart on SD Bullion's website, and we're going to scroll our little cursor here over to around right here. And what we're actually looking at is 2011. Now, we're not going to refer to Silver Thursday in 1980. That was a totally different market than what we are seeing here. There was a lot going on with the Hunts brothers and the market being cornered, missing a margin call. Boom, silver drops. This was totally different. This is what happened with silver. So look, March 16th of 2011, silver's trading at 33.90, right? So that's around where it is right now, 34.08. We had silver climb and climb and climb and climb. We're still in March. Now we're in April. It's climbing. Oh, we got a little bit of a dip right here, but not much, not even $1. It still continues to climb all the way from March all the way to here, April 28th of 2011. Look at this, March 16th to April 28th. That is a month and a half. And then we had a little bit of a dip right before the weekend, 48.46 to 47.91. No big deal. That's typical with the market. And then, boom. Look how quickly this happened. Let's zoom in even a little bit closer here so we can try and get a good idea. So 48.46, 47.91. And then Monday, May 2nd, you see that was a Friday. Monday, May 2nd, 43.98. That is a drop of over $4. Then Tuesday, it drops another $2.50. And then Wednesday, it drops another $2. And then Thursday, it goes, you almost can call this Silver Thursday again, if you will, because Silver Thursday 1980, Silver Thursday 2011. Thursday, we go from 39.44 Wednesday, $34.73, another dip of over $4 an ounce, almost $5 an ounce in one day. So my caution isn't that silver is not worth stacking. I am stacking silver now. I'm excited about stacking silver now. And I personally think that silver's value has not even been realized yet. Now listen, silver is the most abundant precious metal. It definitely is. It's way more abundant than gold and platinum and palladium, but it is also the most in-demand precious metal there is. In fact, many people would call silver an industrial metal, and personally, I think silver both is a precious metal and an industrial metal. And I think when you think about manipulation in silver, there's people that talk about how silver is being manipulated all the time. When you think about that manipulation or supposed manipulation in silver, you think about why. And the reason is, if it's happening, is because there is such a demand in industry and they need silver to remain cheap for those industrial demands. So if there is in fact a lot of manipulation in silver, other than profit gaining, like, you know, we're not going to talk about so-and-so bank that everyone knows who I'm talking about, but outside of profit gaining, there are reasons for them to keep silver low. But I don't think it's going to be something that can happen all the time, because even though silver is an incredibly abundant precious metal, as an industrial metal, it's kind of scarce. Like, yes, there's plenty of it out there right now, but the demand for silver right now and the increased demand, especially when you talk about solid state batteries and EVs, which we've talked about before, if that comes to pass, it's not here yet, but if that happens, and if the amount of silver they need per cell, which is about 1 gram per cell for a solid state battery, is true, that is a lot of high silver demand that we are going to be seeing in a very short amount of time. And according to some sources, and we'll just read it right here off the screen, this is from physicalgold.com. It says, according to estimates from industry sources, if silver mining were to continue at current annual rates, there are roughly 20 years worth of identified and undiscovered global silver reserves remaining. However, it does say that assumption is based on silver extraction levels remaining constant and no new reserve discoveries. So I guess all of that brings me to my point here, is that while I absolutely am excited to see what's happening with silver, I absolutely believe that silver could eventually show its true value, and it's possible that it's this. I don't actually know. I don't have the crystal ball. I can't see the future. And you should be prepared for drops like what I just showed you to possibly happen. I'm not saying that it is going to happen. I'm certainly not saying that it should happen. I definitely think silver should be even more valuable than it is right now, especially when you look at inflation over the last few years. And there could be a lot that happens with the current politics in the US as well. And keep in mind, we don't get political on this channel, but you can't deny the fact that politics do come into play. And while we're not going to say anything specific, we will say that depending on which way the election goes, that could have a massive impact on the price of silver as well. One way, it could definitely drop back down. Another way, it might even go up. Who really knows what's going to happen, though? Just be prepared for something like that to happen, and don't be upset when/if it does. Because I don't want people stacking and putting all of their money in the silver and then getting burnt on it and getting burnt on stacking silver in general. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have people that won't stack silver like this anymore because of what happened to them this time, because they were kind of getting overhyped, or FOMO, if you will, into stacking silver. And then, you know, they lose a bunch of money and they're like, yep, I'm going to get out of it and I'm never going to do it again. When in reality, you should be stacking silver responsibly. And for the reasons that we've talked about before, use it as a way to get your money out of the US dollar. Use it as a way to have a savings that is physical in your hand. And, you know, when silver does finally show its true value, you will be happy that you had it. But again, don't for a second think that we can't ride to 40, ride to 45, ride to even 50, and then it could happen. So keep that in mind, guys. Let me know what you think with a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts on this subject. Also, do me a favor if you haven't done so yet. Don't forget to subscribe. Help us get to almost 200. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers, and I'd love for you to be one of them. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.